Right, hello everyone. This is my build showcase for a 3.17 Profane Bloom Shaper of Flames Ignite Autobomber. It's similar to something that MB Extreme did on his channel a few weeks ago, but still different enough in my opinion to warrant me making a build showcase for it. And the original proof of concept was by EK on his YouTube channel, using Obliteration Wands and Zerphi's Heart as an elementalist to chain ignite with chaos explosions. And this is a sort of fleshed out version in the new league. We are using Forbidden Flame and Forbidden Flesh to allocate the Shaper of Flames node from Elementalist. And we play as an occultist using Profane Bloom to explode enemies for a percentage of their life, causing huge ignites. We then use Abereth's Hooves, one to hit enemies, so we can proc our Fire Burst, which deals most of the damage when we are just walking around. Then secondly, to spread Chain Ignites and use our Despair on Hit from our ring, which enemies need to be cursed to explode from Profane Bloom. And we're then using the Fan of Flames notable to let corpses burn further to then kill spawning enemies from beyond and such. We furthermore have the Black Flame Ring, making enemies take chaos damage when we ignite them, and combine that with the lowered chaos resistance from Despair, Void Beacon, which reduces chaos resistance, as well as Withering Step and Withered Totems, since Wither doesn't expire on enemies ignited by us due to the Black Flame Ring. We offensively have to make sure that we counteract the reduced ignite duration on enemies by getting some increased duration of ailments on notables here, just to make sure that the corpses actually burn for a long enough time to kill any beyond bosses which spawn after the first initial pops happened. We defensively play by equipping ourselves with Aegis Aurora. I just, on my first double corrupt yesterday, hit +2 level of socketed AoE gems and extra block chance, so it's very well possible to reach 98 and above without this. But yeah, we have recovery of energy shield on blocking, and we combine that with a high maximum cold resistance from Aegis Aurora, Purity of Ice, lots of aura effect, and using Melting of the Flesh to make that be 90% max cold res, and then 90% max LA res. We additionally have CI to be Chaos Immune and Stun Immune from Vile Bastion as an occultist. Then we also use Determination and Defiance Banner, of course, to enable Aegis Aurora to actually give us back lots of energy shield. And also Purity of Elements to deny any elemental ailments, especially when we're farming high delirious maps. And then Chilling Presence from a little notable here, as well as the Temporal Chains aura, Curse aura, just to slow everything that's happening around us a bit down. Yeah, so I got a little map I want to run. Got some Sextons, some additional Beyond, as well as a 60% Delirious map with Beyond on it, as well as a Gilded Blight Scarab, Unique Scarab, Breach Scarab, and a Blood-Filled Vessel. We're gonna use Eater of Worlds influence, Beyond, and an Alva mission, just so you can see how the build works. So, most things die by us just walking through them, and the more enemies there are, the better this build clears. So what we want to do is occasionally click our Withering Step, just to make enemies take more damage. I have a Val Flame Blast, just to make sure that in case anything survives past the common pops, I still have some form of single target damage, combined with my Wither Totems. And yeah, this is the kind of clear that you can expect from a build specifically built to clear multi-beyond maps. It's certainly not optimized as far as it could probably be, but I also sort of can't be bothered to use PoE to find out every single last thing to improve. I'll leave that up to people smarter and more versed in PoE than me. I must say I'm mostly happy with how the build plays and how well it survives in maps that are way too dangerous for most anything else I usually play. And I'm also quite comfortable with the clear, actually. Just sitting there for a couple late spawned beyond bosses isn't too much of a bother for me. So yeah. I specifically opted out of playing Harbingers and also Abysses, since I really don't personally like how they play. Also, I occasionally had game and instance crashes when walking into Harbingers, since the chain ignites and explosions could sometimes freeze up my screen and then just make the game crash. Similarly to when I disable my loot filter by accident, or like press Alt just to see what's dropped on the ground, the game can sometimes just crash after playing these maps. So yeah. Something to look out for when rolling your maps. This build really doesn't handle reduced block chance and armor well. I would also not recommend using minus max res maps or enemies avoid elemental ailments, since that will just be annoying as hell. And I do plan on hitting level 100 with this build eventually, so it's gonna be a little bit more comfortable when you're playing not as rippy maps. And something else to be wary of is reduced effect of non-cursed auras, since your Purity of Ice and Determination are mostly what is reducing the damage you take and keeping you alive. Cannot regen, or perhaps Elo Reflect might be bothersome, but not impossible to play, certainly. It's getting a bit laggy every now and then, since there are just so many enemies at a time that are dying. But I find that a bit funny and enjoyable too, so maybe so do you. Something I would certainly like is to have a bit bigger amounts of armor values, since that would just improve our survivability against bigger hits tremendously. But I so far haven't found any real way to do that without sacrificing too much other quality of life or damage nodes. And since we're quite point starved on this tree that I've built up, I just haven't really put much more effort into doing that. Okay, so I guess at this point I'm just going to shut myself up and let you watch the rest of the video if you feel inclined to do so. I hope you took something from this or even enjoyed the video, and have a good one.